Alright, so this is going to be kind of, I don't even know what it's going to be. Well, basically I'm going through this Radarange. Nope, I can't. There we go. Going through it, trying to clean all the crap out of it. Get all that, I mean, look how gross this is up here. Oh. That's all kinds of nasty. So all that's got to come out and be cleaned. SOS pad on the inside here. Also, look at that craftsmanship. Spot welds every inch, or just under every inch, half inch, all the way around. All the way around. That's just as good as it gets. Come around here to the side. This is all like a modular design to where, I mean, literally you just take out some screws and the whole thing comes out. All you do is just unplug a couple plugs and wires and stuff. And an example is, here's the whole timer mechanism and power control. That came out with just a handful of screws and just the main plug right there. That way I can get in there and take all the screws out and clean up all this nasty ass cobweb stuff in there. There we go. She really needs a good deep cleaning, but that's it. I think this light is actually burnt up. I might have to replace that bulb. I believe that's a bulb anyway. Yeah, check out this. This is a 10 ohm resistor in there. Hollow. I guess that must be for, I don't know, cooling purposes, I guess. It must get pretty warm. I've never seen anything like that though, except for in this microwave. Even the switches have a little, everything's all Phillips screws. I can take this entire thing apart and clean it, which is fantastic. All the way down to the buttons. But you can see inside there on the dial just how gross it is in there from dust and stuff. But it's a work in progress. Ugh. Nasty. Yep. Just all screws. Comes all apart. Check out these beefy switches for the door mechanism. Adjustable too. Little adjuster screw down in there. I mean, all this weather, or not, this foam insulation's all crumbling apart. All that'll be replaced. But yeah, really fantastic condition. I'll update this video when I get more of this apart later on in the week. No hurry on this. Take the time and do it right. I'll even tidy up this wiring a little bit better as well. But yeah, that's it. Check it out. You can see the little wheel in there. All the teeth appear to be good. So dusty. Ugh. Alright, today we are going to be taking apart and cleaning up the timer. I guess you'd call it a module. Getting all of the nastiness out of there. Same with the buttons. Taking it all down. Thankfully, this is in a time when they planned on taking it apart and servicing it, so everything has Phillips head screws on it. So getting all of this apart should be relatively simple. I love this resistor. I just can't get enough of it. This is our, how many ohms again? 10 ohms resistor. Hollow through on the inside. I get a kick out of that. Alright, I'll start taking it apart and then I'll come back. Alright, 4 screws later, this clock part's ready to come out. I'm actually recording this video because I want to make a reference to it when I'm plugging all this stuff back together. We got red, brown, and orange on the bottom. And then on top we have yellow, gray, and black. And then I can unplug these and then pull this whole thing off. Alright, now that we got those unplugged, we were able to pull this all off in one piece. And then we can further take it down from there. This little front piece here is actually only held on by tension from these little clamps right here, or little tabs, and actually just pulls right off for relatively easily cleaning. Now we can get to the dials and get all that crap off of there and dust everything else up, clean her all up in there, and then put it all back together. Now all that's left is 2 little Phillips head screws, and then we can get the switches off as well and clean all this up too. Piece of cake. Alright, now we got the switches out. You can see those badly needed to be cleaned as well, so we can get all of the crud. I believe I can even pull these buttons off. We'll clean everything else up inside here. Maybe I'll show a little bit of the cleaning part, and then we'll get back. And one little trick that I do is to keep track of all the screws. I'll actually screw them back in just to keep them, I don't know, keep them handy. Make sure I don't ever lose any when I'm taking something like this that's old apart. Alright, clean it up and I'll be back. Alright, I have painstakingly and autistically gone through every centimeter of this thing and cleaned it. I pulled off all of the buttons individually and cleaned everything, the buttons with soapy water. I have gone ahead and used sandcloth down all of the spade terminals on all the switches to get them down to nice clean brass. That going on there. I used Q-tips to clean the tops and insides of the switches, because this part doesn't come apart necessarily easy. You have to pull these things off and slide the bar out that holds all the switches in place. I didn't feel that was necessary, so I just cleaned everything from the inside out. Looks like I might need to get in there around that spring, or is that rust? Well, either way, I've gone way overboard. The idea here, come on, really, is to restore this to... Gotta do better on the buttons there, huh? Jeez Louise. Alright, but you get the idea. Next is going to be cleaning up this guy, and then the dials. Alright, I had to spend another 5 minutes and clean those buttons. I scrubbed the ever-living you-know-what out of them, so now we're nice and shiny. Alright, on to this and the clock. Alright, this is how everything on the power control and timer assembly broke down. Here we have our timer, which I don't think we're going to be able to get, 115 volts, blah 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 blah. Oh, yep, same as the power control. Look at this. Singer. Wow. Controls division. That's what that says. We got a part number. Just upside down. We got a part number. 0603N1. We have, this is the power control, again, made by Singer. NM132. And this has the different settings, it appears. You can see what they say if this thing would ever want to focus. Look at that. Cool. And then our little circuit board, which isn't really even a circuit board. It's just a piece of cardboard with some stuff stapled onto it. No traces or anything like that. And then the backing plate, which will clean all this stuff up and put it all back together. But nothing to it. Alright, I'm also going through and putting dielectric grease on all of my connections. Get some goop going on inside there as well. Just to any of the connections that I'm taking apart, like the ones on the switches that I sanded down. Just to make sure I get a good contact when I put everything back together. Figure why not, right? One thing that's interesting that I'd like to point out is the way they light up the dials in this old microwave. Remember, this is before LED technology was affordable and common. So what we have here is a light bulb, which necessarily isn't even a light bulb. We have a resistor on one end and then our hot on the other, which is shielded. But inside this bulb, what we have are just two rods, carbon rods maybe, and all they do is glow red hot. There is no filament between the two, and what I'll do here is I have it set up really quick to run, or to light anyway, so I'll plug it in, power it on. Yeah, it's not going to want to pick it up too well, but basically it's just the two rods are glowing red. That's all that they have going on inside there. I think I might upgrade this to an LED at some point to provide some more light for the dials, but as of now we'll leave it how it is. I just thought that was kind of cool. Alright, we pulled the dials, got the glass, cleaned all that out, soapy water again, cleaned her all up. She's looking beautiful now compared to before. Nice and shiny. We will put the module back in there along with the switches, and then I'll be right back. Alright, here is the finished cleaned product. As you can see, everything is freaking brilliant. We are set up. Everything is cleaned up the best it possibly can. All right, thank you.